Good morning. Thank you for coming in today. The role model breakfast that we're having is such an important event for our fifth grade students here at Petway. It's a time to bring our families, our community together and celebrate our fifth grade students. So with this event, we, the teachers and secretaries at Petway, apply for grants through our local union, Environment Education Association, and the New Jersey Education Association. And we have all of these events, like this today, our Trunk or Treat, Parent University, Read Across America. We write these grants that I'm very proud to say Petway writes the most grants in the district, and we receive the most grants. So I'm very personally happy about that. So with our teachers, everything we can do to give back to our students. And as you can see, we have wonderful fifth grade students. So personally, as a fifth grade special education teacher, I just want to say that my former Petway students that are now at the high school planted and made all the plants that are here on the tables today. So they're former Petway students that did that, and personally, it just makes me very happy. Oh yes, and please take a plant as you go. So, forgot that part. So, from the Vineland Education Association, the New Jersey Education Association, all the teachers here at Petway, we thank you so much for being role models and coming here this morning. And next, we're going to have our chorus come in.
Fifth grade chorus members.
Oh, fifth grade chorus members, come on up.
You are the one who makes me happy when everything else turns to gray. Yours is the voice
morning, everyone. I'm just going to hold this. It's much easier this way. But good morning and welcome to Petway Elementary School for our 5th grade role model breakfast. Our chorus, I want to give them one more shout out, is under the direction this year of Mrs. Jeannie Andrews. She's our music teacher here at Petway, but this is her first year taking over the chorus after Mrs. Terry Bordeaux did it for a number of years. So that is really one of their first performances in front of our own students and our own parents and guests. So I know they were nervous, but they did a wonderful job, so I hope that you enjoyed it. So this day is also special. This is my first event that I can say that I'm the principal of Petway Elementary School. I was the assistant principal for 7 years, and so this is my first event, so it's going to have a special place in my heart as well. It always does, because 5th grade role model is just such a nice event, and it always means a lot, but this one's going to mean a little bit more this year. And our students, when they are choosing a role model, are tasked with choosing a person that they consider to be a role model in their life. And when we ask them to choose, we do discuss what does it mean to be a role model. And to us, a role model is a person who serves as an example by influencing others. A role model is a person whose behaviors are learned and emulated by others. And I'm sure that every role model in this room also follows our pathway to patriot pride by displaying our character traits. Whether it's showing respect, responsibility, acceptance, effort, or any of the rest of our character traits, that is what makes you stand out as someone to be admired and emulated. The importance of a role model is simple. When a child has a positive role model, they are likely to engage in constructive actions like the person they look up to. Children who have positive role models will pick up their habits and even the perspectives of their adult role models, and that can last a lifetime. So your influence on these 5th graders is critical to their success, and we truly thank you for taking the time to be a part of their lives. Often we don't know the impact that we have on the people around us, especially our young ones. So it was very important, I thought, that our 5th graders had a lesson where they really had to think about who's guiding them in their life, who's there for them, who is having an impact. So you should all feel very special that you were chosen by these 5th graders. And I will ask if our role models could just kind of stand at this moment. I would like our 5th graders to give them a round of applause. Just right at your seats, stand up, role models, be proud. Let's hear it, 5th grade. Thank you, you may have a seat. I would be remiss if I did not thank the adults in the room who did make this possible. Our 5th grade teachers are standing, mostly are standing around the room. If they're not, they're going to stand for a second. We're gonna start over here. I see Mrs. Patty Acasio, 5th grade. Mrs. Erin Kazimierski, 5th grade. Mrs. Bordeaux is in the back, give a wave, 5th grade. Mrs. Merkel, I see right there, 5th grade. Mrs. Brooks. Mrs. Petrini could not be here today. Mrs. Holt is on the side over here. And I also would like to, there's a couple others that put in a lot of work to get this to happen. So last night we had to stay later and they set this all up so it would be ready for this morning. Mrs. Diorio, Mrs. Huberry, Mrs. Cole, Mr. Angel Ortiz, our custodian, Mr. Brian Anthony, and Mr. Eric Rueff always help me with the sound, which is always an interesting endeavor when you try for microphones. And Mrs. Nashley Brown in the main office as well. They all had a part in whether it was, thank you, whether it was making the programs, making the copies, getting the breakfast here, making sure it was set up this morning. Oh, and you know what, Mr. Steve Martini as well was down this morning helping us set up and figuring out how to make coffee in that big old coffee pot. Because we're all used to a Keurig. But we did, we figured it out. I'm gonna apologize ahead of time if it's a little strong or a little weak, but we did the best we could. We did ask a student from each class if they would be willing to come up and read their essay. It's harder than you think to get kids to come up and stand in front of everyone and talk on the microphone. But we do have some brave souls who are going to come up that we are very proud of. We are going to start in Mrs. Petrini's class with Miss Kalia Wilson. She is going to come up with her role model, who is Miss Keisha Ayala. Oh yeah, you get to see on here too. We'll take pictures, she'll read, you'll cry, we'll all cry. It'll be wonderful.
All right, you gotta come over here.
All right, I'll just
You
set it
gotta-
down here.
You can set it right down there, and then hold this, and
Probably will.
you gotta hold it a little close to your mouth, okay? You can't hold it back here. You gotta be like that. It's not gonna look weird.
Mic check.
There
Okay,
you
it
go.
works. It works. Okay. Okay.
Mommy don't want to cry.
We're gonna have to.
No?
Do you know who is more hardworking than Thomas Edison? Do you know who is more creative than Pablo Picasso? Do you know who is smarter than Albert Einstein? Well, I do. And that person is my role model. A role model is someone you look up to. Also, a role model might guide you through life. My role model is Keisha Ayala, my mom. To begin with, my role model is smart because she helps me with my homework and helps me calculate a lot of other things. And I'm so grateful for that. She taught me how to run faster, do tricks, and on homework problems. She figures out how much money she needs to spend on us. One day, when we were in Florida, we were playing Scramble, and she figured them out really fast. She helps me with all my math projects, my science projects, and all other projects. She helps me, and she will always be there for me. To continue with, my role model is hardworking because she works hard to put food on her table. She works hard to buy us nice clothes to wear to school and buy us other things we need. She works at an eye doctor's office. Sometimes she has to perform eye surgeries on eyes. She makes sure to get patients what they need after the surgeries. She also works hard as a mom. She has to take care of us all at once. And the youngest is my 2-year-old brother. Then there's my 4-year-old sister and me. It is not always easy to take care of us. And we also have electronic bills because we all have devices and we also have our house bills. I truly appreciate how hard she works to take care of us. Most importantly, my mom is creative. She comes up with the cutest hairstyles and outfits for us to wear every day and on our spirit days. She helps me buy decorations for my projects to help them look nice and neat. One time she made me a book bag. She sewed my name on it and also one with flower patches on it. She also buys iron patches that goes on jean jackets. She uses her creative abilities to make clothing look extra cool and stylish. She has a creative eye. My mom also comes up with fun creative games. She made this racing game for me and my siblings and me. Whoever raced to the flag and back 5 times would win. My mom, and also decorates our room stylishly. We have LED lights and a huge TV. It looks awesome. My mom is so creative. In conclusion, my mom is smart, hardworking, and creative. I look up to her for so many reasons. My mom is just, I look up to her for so many reasons. She truly is an amazing role model. I hope to be like her someday. I don't know what I would do without her because she does so much for me and my siblings. Thank you for all you do, Mom. You are the best. I love you very much.
I love you too.
Thank you. I always think it's so interesting to see the little things that the kids remember. When you're like, that time in Florida when we played that game, and mom's like, what? But that's what sticks with them. It always amazes me every year to hear those little things. All right, so great job, Kalia. Way to lead us off. Thank you so much. Next, we will hear from Mrs. Brooks' class. Mr. Jackson Webster, come on up. He will be coming up with his role model, Joyce Pugh.
Boom. And this you gotta keep a little bit close to your mouth, okay?
Like this.
Perfect, Jackson.
Out of all the girls in the whole entire world, only one really stands out to me. You would think that would be some celebrity or somebody really wants to meet, like a TikToker or a singer. But it's not who you think it is. The girl who means the world to me is my role model. A role model is somebody that a person looks up to. Some people want to be like their role models. My role model is my mom, Joyce Pugh. She has been there for me my whole life. There are so many great traits to describe her, but the ones I want to focus on are caring, responsible, and successful. Firstly, my mom is caring. Ever since I was born, my mom has always cooked food for me. No matter what mood she's in, where she is, she always cooks or gets food for me. I never leave the table without a full stomach. There are also times when I get sick. As soon as she knows I'm sick, she always tries her best to help me feel better. Even though I hate taking her medicine, I know it will help me feel better. I remember a time when my mom helped me. It was at the end of school. I was feeling bad about myself. I was making negative thoughts and people were saying stuff about me. My mom swooped in at the perfect time and then introduced me to ways to feel better about myself. In the beginning, I wasn't totally agreeable, but I started to feel more comfortable. My mom knew exactly how to help me, and this shows she is caring. Next, my mom is responsible. When my role model takes care of me, she always makes sure I'm on time and picks me up when I need to be picked up. Whenever I meet someone for school, she helps me. She goes into work every day she can and makes sure she gets her on time. My mom is always a reasonable shopper. Whenever she goes to any store, she tries to find deals on anything or everything. Sometimes she brings me to help her find deals on stuff. One time, Walmart had great deals on Christmas stuff after Christmas. She took my stepdad and me. We found some stuff that was a great deal, like Baby Yoda socks. We first started out in the clothes section. We found some stuff there, and then we went to the clearance section. I found a lot of cheap items. When we went to check out, the normal price that we would have to pay was around $400. But since my mom is responsible, the price we paid was around $40. Talk about being responsible. She also has a super secret trick to being a responsible shopper, but it's a secret and will stay a secret. And finally, my mom is successful. I know this because she can afford the things she wants, like a chair or a phone. Every single day, she has the things we need, as well as the things we want, like food or a toy. Since she can get the things she wants, it's clear she is successful and works hard. She works hard for us. One time, we went to Lancaster for a trip. The hotel we went to was called Wingate. We were just 10 minutes away from the park, Dutch Wonderland. We spent 3 days in Lancaster. It was such a special and fun trip. If my role model wasn't successful, we wouldn't have the chance to go to the park and make these awesome memories. Without you, Mom, I want to have a mom as caring, responsible, and successful as you. You truly mean so much to me. I'll be lost without you. I love you, Mom. Thank you for everything you have ever done to me.
Great job, Jackson. That was awesome. And we're going to talk about those shopping secrets after, because 440 is a big difference, so. I'm sure there's a lot of us that want to know what that was about. All right. Next up, from Miss Merkel's class, we have Mr. Abraham Nieto and his role model, come on up, Alexandra Munoz. Either way, center aisle, side aisle.
You can put yours right there.
Yep, and then keep this like right here.
Okay.
Mother Teresa once said,
Maybe a little louder.
Mother Teresa once said, spread love wherever you go. Let no one come to you without leaving happier. This quote reminds me of a special person I have in my life, someone who is a role model to me. A role model is someone who inspires you to be the best that you can be. My role model always makes me happy. She is one of the best people that I have in my life. I am proud to call her my cousin, but I also consider my friend. Alex is a hard worker, encouraging, and she is honest. And that is why I chose her to be my role model. To begin with, Alex is a hard worker. She goes to college and she goes to work for many hours throughout the week. She manages to get her schoolwork done even when it's hard, and yet she still has time for her family. I know she works long hours at her job, and she does this so she can make money to pay for her gas and other things she needs. She is not a lazy person, and I look up to her for all of the things she is able to do. Alex never complains, and she was always happy. I hope to follow her footsteps when I am her age. Secondly, Alex is an encouraging person. She always tells me to follow my dreams no matter what happens. When I need her help with something, she always says, "You got this." Alex encouraged me so much that I can see myself doing the same with my friends. I told him to try again, and I help him wherever I can. Alex knows to say things to make me do better. She leaves a warm, fuzzy feeling in my stomach. If that isn't encouraging, I don't know what is. Thirdly, Alex is an honest person. When she breaks something, she always tells the truth. And if she makes a mistake, she admits it. These are the reasons why I have so much respect for her. And they say honesty is the best policy. And I truly believe this is what Alex lives by. Alex has taught me to do always to be always be honest and to admit my mistakes. I think that I think that this has helped me in so many ways because I put forward effort in doing the right thing rather than the wrong thing. I always want to be honest as I seen Alex be. Being a role model should not be taken lightly as a person and as an influential impact on a young person. I learned so much from Alex, and I am forever grateful for the things she has taught me. Alex, my life will be forever changed thanks to you. I love you.
Give her a hug, I'll take the mic. You give her a hug, I'll take the mic. Great job, Abraham. It always makes a principal's heart happy when he references our character traits and ties it back to Petway. I love it. All right, next from Miss Ocasio L's class, we have Leilani Monroe and her role model, Arlene Rodriguez. Come on up. Good job. All right, you can put yours right here. It'd be great. Confidence. Just keep this a little bit closer than you think.
An unknown person once said that loyalty is rare. If you find it, keep it. My role model is a 1 in a million and is a very loyal person. She is uniquely rare to me. She is a very loyal, honest, and supportive person. All of these things have helped her in life to be successful, and she will pass this quality on to me if I keep trying to be a good person like she's teaching me to be. If there's one word I would use to describe her, I would say that she's an authentic person. She always wants the best for herself and everyone else surrounding her. My role model is no other than my Aunt Arlene Rodriguez. My Aunt Arlene is a very loyal, trustworthy person. I know this because she always keeps my personal secrets and things I can't express to other people. I remember this one time when I was scared to tell my mom something, and my aunt helped me tell her, so I wasn't so scared. My aunt has never in my life told anyone anything we talk about. She has always kept her promises and has never let me down. I have also witnessed her talking to my sister about something she didn't tell my mom because my sister was confided in her. She always helped me with my personal problems and shows me how to do the right things in life. If she and I ever have anything to talk about, it's only between herself, me, and my mom. She has taught me to be a loyal, trustworthy person to all my family and friends, and I honor her for that. Some people say that honesty is the best policy. Well, my Aunt Arlene is definitely honest, and I know this because this one time when I was drawing something and she said it needed a little work. She helped me draw better, and I didn't feel sad that she said it needed work because trust me, it did. My Aunt Arlene's honesty has taught me not to lie because lying is never the right way. She has never intentionally tried to hurt anyone's feelings with her honesty either. If there's something wrong, she will help you, though it may stink a bit. Her honesty doesn't end up hurting someone's feelings because she would never do that. I remember this one time I was writing for my mom. She helped me get it just right. She told me some of my words were spelled wrong, and she helped me fix it. And at the end of the day, we were both happy with it. Although I had made some mistakes in my writing, she never made me feel bad. She was just being honest. And as I say, honesty is the best policy. Being supportive is the trait everyone should possess. My Aunt Arlene is a very supportive when I'm doing something that I love doing. Whenever I get a bad grade or I'm doing something I feel bad for getting, she supports me and says it's okay. If I study more often, my grades will be better. She always says hard work can get you places, and I believe this because whenever I put in the hard work, I get to places I hadn't been before. I remember this one time I messed up in my gymnastics routine, and I was pretty upset. But you know what she did? She said it was okay, and that I would do better next time. My aunt has never told me to give up and move on. She has always supported me in the things that I do, unless I did something bad, of course. My titi believes that I can do anything in the world if I believe I can do it. If that's not being supportive, I don't know what is. I could have not been more happier than when I'm with my role model, Arlene Rodriguez. She is loyal, supportive, and honest. My life has always been a dream when I'm around or with her. She has always been there for me, and I love her. I truly appreciate my Aunt Arlene and wish her the best life has to offer. Thank you, Titi. Thank you, Arlene. I love you.
All right, great job. All right, our final reader today will be from Mrs. Bordeaux's class. I'd like to invite Chloe Del Val and her role model, Kwame Del Val. All right, you can put yours up there. And you gotta hold this here, but you gotta tilt it a little so that you talk into that part, okay? There you go.
Anne Jets,
Good
a
girl.
famous Australian photographer, once remarked, "Any man can be a father, but it takes someone special to be a dad." This quote has stuck with me for a long time because it reminds me of my own dad. He has taught me most of the things I know today, like being respectful and to never give up. My dad is my hero, my #1 protector. He has always been there for me, especially when I need it. My father is one of the most hardworking, adventurous, and loving individuals I have ever met. For all these reasons and more, this special role model is my father, my dad, Kwame Del Val. My father is so adventurous to me. With my dad, I have traveled to so many destinations. Even though sometimes I can be scared to fly to certain places, he makes me want to film or open to traveling to places that are far away. We have not only traveled just the two of us, but we even did a trip with 14 other family members to Walt Disney World on a road trip. My father and I are always open to doing fun and new things together. It all started back around 2016. That was my first ever family road trip. I had so much fun at the time, and ever since then, we've traveled to so many places together that were above and beyond what I could ever imagine. Over these past years, I have been to so many places and gotten to try so many different things. Not only does my dad take me places, but he treats himself to places like Colombia and Florida. I've really gotten to enjoy hanging out with my dad. He always tries his best to make sure I go to places that I will enjoy. Even though sometimes we don't always have the right amount of money to do stuff at that point, he always makes sure he tries his best. He always makes sure we save money and eventually get to go to fun places. We don't always have fancy trips like those, but even regular stops are always fun with him. On all the adventures he's always made sure I had the best time and was enjoying myself. I really just want him to know I really appreciate him for taking me all those fun places. Hardworking is how I would describe my dad. He always makes sure I get whatever it is that I need. He tries his best to work things out to put me first. Dad works 2 jobs. He's in construction, which is a very tiring job, and he's been working hard at that for 7 or 8 years now. He also works in a group home where he takes care of people with disabilities and sometimes stays there overnight so the residents get the care they need. He works 2 jobs so he can provide for our family. Dad is definitely a hardworking man. My father always does stuff for me. That's why hard working really stands out when I think of him. On days that my dad has work and I have school events, he always makes sure I find a way to be there. My dad is always sure to be at school events like chorus or even just at parent-teacher conferences. If I'm ever sick, my dad picks me up, even after a long day of work, and gets me medicine and makes food for me. Everything we do comes from my dad and his hard work. Whatever he has to do to make sure it gets done. Whenever my grandma needs anything, my dad makes sure to give it to her. He's one of the most hardest working people I've ever met. My dad is so loving to everyone he knows. He is always checking up on my family to make sure we are all okay. Whenever they need something, he makes sure he does it to make them happy. I chose loving to describe my dad because that's what he is. If you look up loving in the dictionary, I bet you see a picture of my dad. He cares so much for everyone in my close family. Even though both of my families don't ever see each other, my dad always checks up on them. He doesn't always get along with people, but when it comes to me, he shows a lot of love for them. He has always tried his best to be there for me and my family. Whenever I'm down, he always knows how to look at the bright side of things to make me happy. Being a role model should not be taken lightly, as a person has an influential impact on a young person. I have learned so much from my father, and I am forever grateful for the things he has taught me. Dad, my life will forever be changed thanks to you. I love you so much.
Great job, great job, great job. I can't believe we didn't bust out the tissues. I mean, they were here, they were ready. Usually every year, you were close, you were almost there. But again, once again, it is amazing to me to see those little things. So please know that all those things you're doing, taking the time, the kids are noticing. As much as they drive us crazy sometimes and we think they don't care, they're not appreciative, they truly do. It's something sinking in that you are doing. So please keep doing what you're doing. Please keep having an impact on our children. And please continue this partnership. I love that you took the time to come out to Petway and take time and to partner with the school to show them that things matter, that they matter, that their education is important to them. They worked very hard to write these essays. It was not easy. They will probably tell you it was not fun. I know their teachers will probably say the same. I see Mrs. Brooks is adamantly shaking her head yes. But I really, truly feel it's worthwhile. I know they're young, and sometimes a role model is a hard concept for the kids to truly understand, but I feel like the teachers do a really good job, and we really try to get them to see and the bigger picture, and then all the influence that people have. And I'm sure there's a ton of people in their life that they could have chosen. But take a moment to enjoy the fact that they chose you today. Thank you once again for coming out. This does conclude our role model breakfast. If you will take a minute, say goodbye to your role models. Role models, students, please make sure you thank your role model once again for coming. And then we will head on out. Thank you guys, have a great day.